It's that's right. It's NBA breakdown time. And what game are we breaking down for our first breakdown, guys? That's the thing. Because you see Larry back there. What we got Boston in the East in the conference finals. We got the Lakers in the West in the conference. So why not do a Lakers versus Boston matchup? 84, game 7.
It's only right.
Yeah. Bird versus Magic. So let's break it down. I'm gonna start and I'm gonna tell you guys what I seen from this game. And I'm gonna pass it on. We all gonna see what our breakdown was from this game, why Boston won it, because we know Boston won it. And then we're going to discuss it as a whole. All right. So what I got from this game is a couple of things. What I noticed from the start of it, and you got to watch the game to notice these things. The Lakers came out running, right? They came out pushing the ball. They wanted to get it up the court as fast as they could so Boston couldn't get back on their defense. But Boston was very smart and knowing that they were going to do that. So early in the game, they was able to get away with it. But if you watch that like middle first quarter to the late first quarter, Boston was getting back on defense before they could push the ball up. But they were still pushing it up. So one of my keys to this game of why Boston won it is because they tired the Lakers out. Lakers were tired in the fourth quarter. Go watch that game. They were gassed in the fourth quarter. And that's not you can't have that in a game 7 championship game against somebody like Larry Bird. I also noticed that at this time, this is when Kevin McHale was 6th man of the year. This was Casey Jones' first championship. Bird did not play well. I would tell you that. Bird had 22 points, 22 points or 20 points. I'm lying. I have it right here. Bird had 20 points and 12 rebounds, right? The star of the game for me is Cedric Maxwell. All right? I watched that boy put some work in, okay? So if you guys going to have some respect for Cedric today, because that guy is one of them. Is the most important reason why we won this game. He went 24, 8, and 8. He had key baskets and key moments, especially on turnovers or when we was getting rebounds, because the big key to this game, my second key to the game, was rebounds. Boston out rebound. I didn't mean to press that. My phone's right there. That's not what I didn't mean to press that at all. But Boston out rebounded them, which is crazy to me. 52-33. That's my second key to the game. My third key to why Boston won this game was free throws. The funniest thing I said this in the chat yesterday. I said this, and I'll say it again. If for you guys that were complaining about the Golden State Warriors series, right? The Golden State and Lakers series, about how many fouls the Lakers shot and how many fouls Golden State has shot. Boston shot 51 in this game, and the Lakers shot 28. That's a disparity. But the disparity comes in the makes because Lakers only made 18. Boston made 43 of them.
It's ridiculous.
They shot 84% from the free throw line. Lakers 64%. Those are my 3 key to the games. That's why Boston won the game. The Lakers came out running. Boston was able to match that running. They tired them out. Maxwell played a big role in scoring timely baskets, especially with turnovers, playing great defense down there. And then that free throw disparity, it was crazy to me. So I want to know what you guys saw in the game. So I'm gonna kick it over to Boo-Wop.
What I got from the game was simple for me. I mean, you know I am. Magic had a terrible game. 16 points, 15 assists. On the surface, it looks well, but 7 turnovers. The rebounding, not to say that it should be that disparity should have been that large, but Kareem got to be more on the boards. I think he had 6 rebounds that game. That wasn't a good game from him as well. They just got outplayed pretty much. They got out-hustled, outplayed, and especially when you bring up the free throws, bro. Like, that's insane. Like, they doubled the amount of free throws they made. That's insane.
Smooth.
Okay, so a few things that I noticed from this game. As Troy said, that the Lakers tried to come out running and gunning, but it didn't really work because Boston got back well in transition defense. The thing that messed the Lakers up, they didn't match Boston's intensity getting back in transition defense, right? Their transition defense in this game was absolutely horrendous, bro. If you go back and watch this game from the start of the first quarter to even the end of the game, bro, as soon as Boston got the rebounds, they're pushing the pace, right? They already knew. But this is the thing, right? If you look at Boston and their half court offense, they're putting the Lakers bigs in crazy situations, right? I seen at least 2 to 3 give and goes with Kareem and Michael Cooper, just putting them in situations to where they have to kick out on the wing and double team either Larry or Cedric, and they're leaving the paint wide open, and they do that all game. If you look at the stats, bro, and if you watch the game, Boston only took 2 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boston. That was another thing to me. Boston only shot 2.
Killed on the inside. That means their offense that they set up, they already knew what they wanted to do, and they already knew how they wanted to operate, and they ate. It was pure domination. They had a game plan and they executed it perfectly. That's why they won.
Somebody got some music on, I can hear. But DJ, it's on you.
All right, so y'all pretty much said everything I was going to say, but something that pretty much wasn't said. Kareem's defense was freaking horrendous at protecting the paint. It was horrible. I'm watching the game. I'm like, yo, simple transitions. Not only that, one thing I did forget about the Boston Garden, there was no AC back in the day.
There was no AC.
That home court advantage was ridiculous. The fans and the crowd was crazy, and it was 92 degrees at the beginning of the game. That is ridiculous. And
Boston outside. It was 68 outside, 92 in the building. Think about that.
Boston used it to their advantage because they play in that building all the time. And whenever you watch it, the Lakers came out with so much intensity, they burnt all the energy at the very beginning of the first quarter. And they just started dragging because once Boston started anchoring down on that defense, it was a wrap. It was crazy. Also, I didn't realize how good Cedric Maxwell was because I've never really paid attention to him. Cedric Maxwell was killing. He looked unstoppable. He looked like the superstar of the team. It was crazy to see Cedric Maxwell ball like that. So that was pretty much my take.
He only scored 2 more points than Bird. He had 24.
Yeah.
Bird had 4 more points. Bird had 20.
But
I think another
it's the 8 and 8 though.
It's the 8 and 8.
Yeah, 8 and 8, right? But then Dennis Johnson had 22 too. Let's give Dennis Johnson his props because Dennis Johnson hit some timely baskets in that game too. I agree with what DJ said real quick, Moon, about the Boston taking over the game at the end. Going into the second quarter, Boston controlled that. Like you could tell, like because the announcer was saying, "Oh, the Lakers are playing the type of game they want to play," and I'm like, "Nah, that's not what I'm seeing here." I'm seeing Boston trap them into playing that type of way so they can tire them out and then run them amok. They were able to stay in the game. And I know the announcer kept saying Bob McAdoo wasn't in the game. Bob Mac, you heard that like 15 times throughout the game. Yep. I don't give a fuck Bob McAdoo. Right? Fuck
that's that lazy commentating.
Like, yeah, I don't care if he was there. Stop saying that shit, bro. But I just think it was a great game. I think it was a great game. I just think that the Lakers could not defend without fouling. And that was what hurt them because ultimately Boston just kept attacking the paint. They kept attacking the paint and they kept attacking the paint. I just want 17 turnovers for the Lakers, 14 for Boston. So it's not that big of a Lakers turnover disparity. Lakers lead 8-3 in blocks. Boston has 11 steals to 9. Assists, is 28-18. That's Lakers. So the Lakers are passing the ball, good movement, finding open guys and stuff like that. But that's because what Mooley said, Boston was and they was throwing doubles and triples at both bigs. Robert was getting doubled and tripled, and Kareem was getting doubled and tripled. And one of the things that I found very interesting about the game, and if you guys watched it, the commentator kept saying, from outside. From outside. What was he talking about? What was he talking about when he said from outside back in the 80s?
He couldn't have been talking about the Celtics because they only took 2 3-pointers.
No, it wasn't. See, you see where your mind goes? Your mind goes to 3-pointers.
To 3-point instantly. That's what I'm thinking.
Because that's the outside today. The outside in the 80s was the 2-point area.
Was the 2-point?
Anything outside the paint was an outside shot.
Yeah, from there was
that's what I'm saying. If guys understand this, right? If guys understand that the outside shot back in the day was a 2-point shot.
Mid-range.
The outside today is a 3-point shot. That tells you it's a different game. So these guys wasn't looking to take threes. And there was a guy on Michael Cooper. He was knocking down some shots. Great. He was a great shooter, but he just couldn't take it. Kareem had 29. James Worthy had 21, but it just wasn't enough.
Bruh, just to think that Boston had 20 offensive rebounds in one game. 20.
That's right there. That's the key to the story though. Like in most basketball games, if you get out rebound and the team shoots that many more free throws than you, you're more than likely gonna lose that game.
Because Boston only had a 7. They had, let me see, because I know Mikal and Danny Ainge came off the bench. Mikal was 6th man of the year. I'm just going through my breakdown. It was in the first quarter, it was tight. I think they finished the first quarter 30-30. So the first quarter was tight, but it was a lot of fouls in that first quarter. Both teams doubled centers, like I just said. Bird had 8 points in the first quarter. I was able to gather that because, I couldn't find the stats how I wanted to, to go deep. Cooper was hit a big 3 at the end of that first quarter, too.
Huge
Cooper
3.
hit a big 3 in the corner to tie it up at 30. That was a huge 3 because Boston was starting to gain momentum there. And if you look at how that second quarter went, if not for him hitting that 3, bro, they'd probably blow him out in the second quarter. But he kind of gave them some momentum, which kept them inside of that game. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to give your props to Cooper. Definitely hit that shot. I just said the Lakers are running, but Boston's doing a good job of getting back. Lakers was 61% on the field, and Boston shot 50% from the field in the first quarter.
It's essentially, basically, the Lakers came out on fire, and they got extinguished by the second quarter.
Yeah, and then by 6:40 in the second quarter, Boston had a 7-point lead. And I actually wrote a question here. I said, Boston takes a 7-point lead. How close can the Lakers get it? At 6:40 left. Then I write right under it, Lakers get it to 4 points with 4:20 left. So 2 minutes, they got it to 4. But then, and at this point at halftime, Maxwell had 17, Kareem had 14. And it was 58-52 the score. But what I seen from Boston coming out in the second half was, like, I think Buop, you said it, they understood what they wanted the Lakers to do, and they forced them into doing that. Kurt Rambis was hurt. He couldn't really play. That was a good thing for Boston. As a commentator, you listen to the damn commentator, Kurt Rambis played 26 minutes, which is still a lot to me. 26 minutes, 9 rebounds, 7 points. I get that he was hurt. But, I mean, even Mikal coming off the bench had 10. So Mikal was a dog when he got in the game. He was ready to go, too.
Yeah.
Mikal was ready to go when he got in that game.
He's high energy. One thing I wanted to say about this was that the Celtics, they hit timely shots in this game, bro. Like, even when there was a specific point in this game, I think it was right before the end of the second quarter, Magic comes down to transition, hits like maybe like a 15-foot elbow jumper from the right side. But you see the Celtics when they get the rebound or when they get the ball, they inbound the ball and they literally come right back and they're into the paint. Cedric drives into both Kareem and James Worthy. Not only does he draw the foul, bro, but he converts the basket, right? That is crazy turnaround. Like I said, that transition, that pace that they were playing at was insane. Not to mention how they were trapping Magic and how they made Magic play was absolutely crazy. If you watch how they literally padded the key, because the rules are different, right? They literally padded the key. They had 3 people sitting in front of Magic and 2 people sitting right behind the 3 people that was sitting in front of Magic. They're like, yeah, please come in here. Please come in here. Please. Because now we have people that can bounce out on the wings. We have people that can come up and step up on the perimeter, and we have people that can clog the paint. So what you finna do? We ready for anything we ready for anything you got going. It's their game plan, like the coaching that went into it's insane. That game plan, they knew exactly what they wanted to do and how they wanted to attack them on both offensively and defensively. And just when you think about it and you watch the game and see how that breaks down, it was genius, pure genius.
So in the third, and this is what I wrote at this point. Lakers couldn't guard the paint at all at this point. By the third quarter, it was barbecue chicken.
Not without fouling.
Yeah, it was barbecue. That's why they shot. It was barbecue chicken. They weren't guarding the paint. But Boston went on an 8-0 run to end the third, which made the score 91-87. So Boston was about to blow the top off. And the credit where I want to give credit to the Lakers is they got themselves back into this game. Because at 4 minutes, it was 101-93. And then with 49 seconds left, the Lakers came off hitting 2 3-pointers to get the game even closer. At some point in the fourth quarter, I believe, or in the beginning of the fourth or the end of the third, the Lakers could have took the lead. That's how close they got it. So if I go back to my question, how close could the Lakers bring it back? They got it within 1. They got it within 1 point but from there, Boston controlled the game so much that it didn't matter how close they got it. They still took back off on them and wound up beating them by 9 points.
9.
So it was a great game, very defensive game, even though Lakers couldn't.
There was at no point during this game after the first quarter where I thought the Lakers looked like they were going to win. Even if I was watching back then, I'd have been like, "Yo, they don't look like they're going to win this game," because it was so dominant on Boston's part.
They ran themselves out too fast. Yeah. They didn't account for how that would affect them later on in the game.
Yeah, and even when they cut it down to 1, they couldn't stop fouling. Boston still was getting in transition, making key shots. They were still getting into the paint, and they were still stopping the Lakers from making their key shots. And this is the thing that was doing it for me. Boston's transition defense, bro. Like, they really got back and got set on defense, but they got a lot of steals in transition, and they knew that the Lakers couldn't get back in transition defense, and that helped them push that pace, bro. That right there, I'm telling you, they capitalized on every single one of the Lakers of the fallacies, and that's how they won, bro. Like, just not looking at the box score, just looking at the actual game. That's how they won, capitalize on the Lakers on the Lakers mishaps.
Yeah, I mean, good game. Proud of my Celtics. That was Casey Jones' first championship. So shout out to Casey getting in there and making those adjustments that he made as a rookie. Not a rookie, but to win his first championship. But yeah, I think that was fun, guys. I like that. So if you guys at home, when you're watching this, you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Troy will look at them, and we will do a breakdown of that game. So that's going to conclude the NBA breakdown.